Hello guys, here is Mr. Candidates and you're here today for a video that I wanted to do for quite some time, I would say. I think I even told you in the last video. And talking about last video, same champion. Hmm, okay, you didn't saw anything. Nice. But yeah, I'll have a good video to watch after recording this one. Good to know. So Twisted Fate, yeah. It's a champion that I've been playing for, I would say, quite a lot lately, but even it's not that much. I would like to talk about this kind of build. Oops. Yeah, this one. Not AD, but AP. More specifically, critical. So, um, first of all, before the patch where a lot of items were introduced and some of them got changed, I tried him and it wasn't that good. So I didn't like it and I was actually quite sad because it wasn't really working. But since the moment that one item got changed, I tried him and he got so explosively good, so much damage, so fast. I wouldn't say it's a one shot, but it's close to that. Anyway, let's go. I'll quickly show the build for now. There you go, beautiful. And on top of all, this, the skin, yeah. Don't worry, oops. If you know the champion, I'll talk about the abilities after. Same thing for the scaling. That I don't think some people understand how powerful it is. Anyway, the build. Actually, I have three different builds. I play Twisted Fate, and I like the champion overall. He's really good. His ultimate, it's so impactful and yet so useless. On team fights, it just does nothing. It doesn't give you stats, doesn't even have a passive that does something. But it allows you to split push being as a really squishy mage, to join team fights to create 2v2s into 3v2 situations really easily, and just create fear the moment that the enemies don't have an eye on you. So that's a bit the way that you want to play Twisted Fate on mid. Basically, just clear the wave and go back. Even if you are not gonna rotate, just go back so the enemies won't see you and probably won't try to attack your laners just because of that simple reason. Anyway, the support build, I won't really talk about it. I'm just going to the ADC build just to show you how many ways, sorry, do you have to play it. About the summoner spells, Flash always, and Ignite. If your ADC has a heal. If your ADC don't have heal, just go for heal yourself. Font of Life, so you can poke the enemies and restore HP for both of you. Tear of the Goddess, I'm actually not a really big fan, but since I don't have that pressure of like having my items as soon as possible and don't have that pressure of being like on mid or ADC, totally fine, I have my time. Soul Stealer to reduce the ultimate cooldown, Rayleigh's to slow, Morello for the anti-heal, and Nashor's Tooth because I need an item. I actually thought about this one that I play on my mage build, the Rod of Ages. But I'm not really a big fan and I prefer attack speed than raw stats. But if you feel that you are too squishy, even with the Dark Angel's shield, just go for Rod of Ages second item and then Nashor's Tooth. So the runes, I think I always go for this, the Gathering Storm, because I think overall Twisted Fate don't have a lot of damage items. That's normal build because they play just like normal EP plus Rapid Fire Cannon to have like a bigger range on the golden card, but for real, I like this. As a mage, nothing else to tell. Just go for the scaling, Nashor's Tooth that is a must on Twisted Fate, and normal Void Staff Revenant for the damage, and a Gunblade. I like it actually. It's better for the burst. And finally, the most important, ADC. So, first of all, you're gonna buy, oops, a longsword. Just in the beginning. Then, if you can immediately recall for Zeal, that is here, it's perfect because Zeal it's so good. So much value, so cheap for what it is. So you gain movement speed. You basically almost have boots in this item. Then you start having some critical, just slight, 10%, the same as this one. Sorry, half of this one, or basically two gloves, and on top of all, attack speed, which is, I would say, good with in Twisted Fight, but not too much. So just two attack speed items, it's clearly enough. So White Trinity, for two reasons: one, the attack speed; two, it has Shin. Shin is so good on Twisted Fight, your cards will hurt even more on top of that huge 100% scaling on any of your three cards. Plus your attack speed, that is an ability that you can trigger, so it will trigger Shin again. Usually people go for the Lich Bane. I tried Lich Bane and I didn't like it at all. I think overall it deals more damage. Um, it doesn't give you as much ability as Trinity, and it starts kind of splitting your damage. When I see builds that plays like both AP and AD, I have this picture of like a kid that wants to grab like two big balls, but he can only grab one, so he tries to grab both and he ends up dropping both of those. What do I mean with this? You won't hurt on AD, you won't hurt on AP. So just focus in one damage. The only argument that you can have is Nashor's Tooth. Nashor's Tooth can be actually really good instead of the Trinity, but I like so much what Trinity gives you. It gives you a bit of HP, gives you more AD, attack speed, not as much as Nashor's Tooth, but yeah. The ability is the same. It gives you movement speed, which is really good to chase people. That burst of damage from your cards and from your abilities overall, it's huge. And you gain even more movement speed because it has the rage passive that comes from from Faj. Faj is also a really good item. If you're in a tight lane that you feel that you can 1v1 but it'll be really close, Faj is your good to go. Damage, HP, and movement speed. Just really good. Anyway, if you can recall, earlier in the game, we just 1300 gold. Just Seal is so good. I have no words. It gives you so much. The only downside, and if it would have that, it would be just like a freaking huge item, is that it doesn't give you direct AD. Anyway, talking about AD, that's why I choose those two others. By the way, you want to complete Shin after. Sorry, Zeal after. Two rapid fire can obviously. Zeal can go to one of those three items here. I'm not a big fan actually, so yeah. After this, Bloodthirster, Infinity Edge. Why? I have more attack speed items. Probably that could kinda make me deal more damage, but no. I prefer going for the raw, huge stats, which is 50 AD plus 55 AD from those. 100 AD from those two items. It's freaking huge. And with this one, 150. It's so huge. Well, anyway, I'm just kidding. You could also go for Essence River. I'm not really a big fan. I tried. It doesn't give you enough damage, but you can try it. I really do enjoy having those two items actually, because it gives you a lot of healing and the overheal basically. If you have 500 HP and you are at 499, if you would heal for 100, you will heal only for one. It's a cap. Your max health, it's a cap. Bloodthirster actually breaks that cap. It gives you a shield. So shield isn't health, isn't healing. So it kind of stacks on top of your health. And Infinity Edge. Just if you think that you are dealing a lot of damage with this, your crits will eat even more. Obviously, your cards will also can also crit because it's just an empowered basic attack. Last item, Mortal Reminder. Anti-heal, 30% armor penetration. If you really don't need Mortal Reminder this game, Cyrillus. Easy. Why? Because it gives you almost as much damage, just 5, but it gives you the slow. And the slow, it's really good in later team fights because it kinda messes with the enemy when they want to run or chase or even reposition. So yeah, about the boots, I usually go for one of those two depending if they have a lot of AD, I go for this one. If they have a lot of CC, I go for this. If not, if I really don't feel like playing any of those two, you can just go for this one actually. It's really good, or just to see it if you feel that you need more of the near abilities. About the enchantment, Usually I play 3, but I almost didn't play this one. Quicksilver, if they have like a lot of CC and you feel that you can get one shot, it also gives slight movement speed buff. Be careful with this one. Zonias, if they have a lot of assassins or if the enemy assassin is already fed. I think the one that I go more often is Proto Belt. Just teleport with your old Proto Belt card, they won't be expecting it. This on top of the long range from the rapid fire cannon. You can almost eat an enemy from your first mid lane tower against the other first mid lane tower. That's how big the range will be. You can almost do that. Plus, the movement speed from the Trinity, it's just good. For the runes, I want to fight a lot, so Conqueror. Don't go for Electrocute on the ADC because it don't give you constant damage, and having one of your runes on cooldown, it's too much since your ultimate isn't good for team fights. I don't feel like using any other rune. Maybe Fleet if you think that you can get poked a lot, but I just go for Conqueror. I want to go for the scaling, so Gathering Storm. When you play Gathering Storm, just know your limits and know that in the early game, you're really bad. That's the case of Twisted Fate. He's shit, let's be honest. He's shit in ADC. He's a mage. Why should he be dealing a lot of damage with his basic attacks? Why? So I'll just go for the scaling, and I'll get the enemies later. Easy. Any other rune that you can play, maybe if you feel comfortable with champion, just play champion. But it's not that I don't feel comfortable, it's that I really do enjoy Gathering Storm. Bone plating, since you're playing safe, the only thing that can kind of screw you is all-in, and bone plating is really good against all-in. If the enemies have really out of CC, basically on every champion, you could go for Hunter, but I feel really comfortable in bone plating. On the spells, the last one, sorry. It's weird that I play mana flow band because my blue card gives me mana, but it runs out of mana so fast. It's unbelievable. I don't think it's worth to play Sweet Tooth or Mastermind because your passive gives you gold. And besides maybe Enter Genius, there aren't really any good inspiration. Yeah, inspiration runs. But the summoner spells, usually I always go for those two: Splash and Barrier. Simple. If I see that my support is an idiot and he doesn't want to pick heal, I have to pick heal myself. But well, that's it for the build. So I'll see you for the abilities. Okay, so here we are. Let's talk about the abilities. I'm gonna start with the ultimate because I want to show something. Look at the map. You see? It reveals the enemies. So, that was my ultimate. It can go from really far, so if you are in front of this turret, you can teleport immediately to your lane, and if you are in front of your nexus, you can teleport here, where the minions are. So, oh Jesus. As you can see, it's not that bad. Twisted Fate, I will talk about the ultimate. You can use just your ultimate to have vision on the enemies, to go back to your lane, to teleport on the fights and all. Some people tend to forget that the ultimate says reveal. As you can see, reveal all the enemy champions. Look at the enemy nexus. And it even reveals a zone. Look at the map, you see? It's lighter here. Now my ultimate will run out. It's dark again. Why is it important? If you have problems with Teemo or Akali on her Shroud, or any champion that can get it visible, like Evelynn, you can use your ultimate to reveal them. And then of course you have always this way of escaping things, like it happened to me so often that I'm like pushing lanes and then the enemies are all coming for me and I just do this and I'm safe again. So, passive, I gain 2 to 12 gold every time I kill a unit. Let's see. Look carefully to the gold, okay? Look at top of the minion. There. 64, and I get a number on top of me. Look. You see? 9. That's from 2 to 12 gold per minion that I kill. Yes, it does also work on jungle monsters, as you can see. And I don't think there is any pattern that actually tells me how much gold am I gonna win. So, that's the range of the Rapid Fire Cannon, by the way. It's rather big. So, there, see? It's there. Now it'll gonna charge. There, bigger. The enemies probably can not really expect it. If you're like chasing and there is like they're at this distance, you keep chasing them, and then the Rapid Fire Cannon will reach 100% on stacks, and boom. Anyway, that's the passive. It even tells you how much gold do you have. First ability, as simple as it gets. Throw 3 cards. All of those deals the same amount of damage. The cards, not on this one's, not on the skin actually, it's interesting. Usually on normal Twisted Fate the cards change color. No. It's weird. Does it depend on the card that you're using? It's always the same. Weird. Well, since I'm there already. Come on, Shelly. Sad. Anyway. You're gonna die. Good, yeah, I killed the Herald. You want to max out this ability last. Why? Because it has absolutely nothing to do with what you want to do. Look at my items. No ED here, no ED at all. So that's the last ability that you want to use. Why is this ability good? For real, only 2 reasons. 1. Look below. You see the stacks? There. Trinity Force. To proc your Sheen. Second, on the laning phase, just to be here, okay, I need to play safe. Boom. I last 8 minions. It has a rather good range. It doesn't get affected by the Rapid Fire Cannon. Because if I'm not wrong, the Rapid Fire Cannon is only for basic attacks. It doesn't even say it. That's weird. Ah, yeah. Energized attacks. Okay, that's it. That's basic attacks. So, really simple first ability. Boom. Second ability, the cards. So, I'm not gonna read all this, but if you have time, just go for it. That's the first ability that you want to pick and upgrade. The card that deals the most damage is the blue card, both at just normal AD or AP, because the base damage on the card is higher. The card that deals the least damage is the golden card. So let's start. The first card that will show up is randomized, then the order is still the same, always. Blue, red, yellow. Blue, red, yellow. You click again to stop. Then use it. You can attack while the cards are charging. As soon as you have the card, instead of a basic attack, you have a bigger one. So the blue card is the one that deals the most damage and gives you mana. The second card, this one, the red card, it creates a slight zone around the enemy that will slow. So for you to see this, I'm just gonna spawn another little shit there. Boom. Both of them got damaged, you see? Nice. Sorry. Third, the yellow card. It's a stunt. That's it. Basically, know your moments. If you have nothing to do and don't know what card to pick, just classically for the blue card, so you'll have mana. Talking about mana, he's really mana thirsty, so think really well when you are using mana. That's why I didn't do it in this game actually, but I should avoid using this ability at all. Just like to last hit the minions that I'm not about to reach, or just to use my Sheen. Third ability, the one that you want to pick second or third, depends. Usually you pick it second. And the one that you max out, second. Ultimate as much as possible, of course, because it reduces highly the cooldown. It doesn't give you anything else. Not range, no damage, nothing. Just the cooldown and the time that you can have your ultimate like this. Anyway, third ability. Oh, fun fact. Boom. The Baron, when it spawns, it knocks you back. Third ability, it gives you passively attack speed, and every fourth basic attack, it's gonna hurt more. Look below my mana bar. Boom! Bigger, you see? And you even have cards around you. Yeah, you see you have marks around you. I don't think it has a cap. I can like walk all the time that I want with that. That's something that you have to keep in mind. If you want to start a team fight, attack things. Just attack things. There. Nice. It also counts for this, so be careful using it. Oops, sorry, not sure. Why? Because simply the first basic attack that you're gonna use on that team fight will be boosted. So, using the ability will make you gain even more attack speed for 3 seconds at max level. And do you remember the passive? Look, I don't have gold. It doesn't give me gold. When I use it, I attack faster and I gain gold every time that I eat a champion. I don't need to kill. Now only eating an enemy champion will give me gold. That's something that you have to think on your laning phase. It's also really good because you're there, the enemy have no mana, so just there, gold card ability, run him down. You'll gain a lot of gold. Probably not enough to buy an item, but it's always a lot of gold. And maybe the 1000 gold that you will gain might be 1300 to finish your zeal. Who knows? It always might make some difference, now or later. Think about it. When do you want to use it? Since it has a relatively low cooldown, just don't think about using it. It's also really good to push lane, of course. So that was it for the build. One thing that I like to do is there are like no really big combos. Just charge it. Charge your rapid fire cannon and your passive. Now you're good to go. Charge your card ultimate. Okay, I have the good card. Now I can teleport behind the enemies. Boom. There. That's basically it. The dummies are really tanky, that's why they are not taking a lot of damage, but in this game you'll see. He hurts. A lot. So yeah, let's go to the gameplay. And there we are into the game. By the way, I'm playing with the Katarina and the Leona. The Katarina is Thorfinn. Well, you must know him now. I talk quite a lot about him on my videos. He didn't have his best game, but we are all humans, so it happens. The Leona is also a friend of us. The Olaf and the Darius are dumb. Anyway. They... Olaf is Mastery 6 and Darius Mastery 5. And they are really bad. Now, quick point. The laning phase is boring because nothing happens. Nothing. You can have a lot of kill pressure because of your old card, but it's really bad in the early game. I said it is good from his third item. At your third item, you know that you are strong. You are strong, you deal damage. Look at the card that I'm gonna pick. The blue one. I could have used the golden one to protect Olaf and just like make the blue red buff attack like 2 times less, but blue card, more damage. You're welcome. What kind of supports do you want? I would say support that likes to rotate, because in your laning phase, since you are doing nothing, and it's unlikely that you're gonna have any real pressure at all, just have a support that can rotate is just helpful because you're gonna stay alone. So let your support do his thing. Assassin support, something like Pantheon, can be really good. I have Leona, so that's nice to change CC. What is change CC? It's as soon as a crowd control effect on the enemy that just ends, I come with another one. Yeah, you see well. Yes, I used my flash. I really did. Yeah, because my cancel button was in the lower right corner, and now I put it in the upper right because I couldn't aim my abilities. So it was a bad habit, and I ended up flashing on the wall. Yay! Don't worry, I won't need that flash. I'm not sure. I think not. Um, Having Shin early on, it can also be really interesting because Shin gives you not only ability Ace, but mostly that passive that makes your next basic attack stronger after an ability. Depends, you have to see what you need. Again, don't focus on following the build. Just focus on what you need. And you'll see on this game that Luke's hitbox is just disgusting. I hate this champion because of that. Look at the root. Try to see the root in like, I think about 20 seconds. It's disgusting. The root, sometimes the abilities don't hit me and they just do. Same thing for our ultimate. Now, let's talk about when do you want to pick Twisted Fate. If you want to assure, I would say, a good laning phase, if you think that you can push really well with your support and rotate, because of Twisted Fate Ultimate, I can just teleport somewhere else on the map. Um, Also, when the enemies don't have tanks, I don't think Twisted Fate is good against tanks. That's why I pick Twisted Fate here. It seems better than Varus, because the enemies don't have any tank. So yeah. I was a bit too far away. I thought the ability would just run out before, but yeah. That hitbox is disgusting. Anyway, if the enemies don't have tanks, I think Twisted Fate is a good option. If you need scaling, Twisted Fate is a good option. If you think that you're not gonna melt in the early game, you're like your whole team, because you have like a nice early game, a safe early game, Twisted Fate is a good to go. And if you feel comfortable with the champion, of course, that's the most important part. Now, Thorfinn tried to gank, but he and same things such as me, we were lagging this game. I don't know if any of the enemies were using VPN or any kind of things like that, but it's disgusting. Sometimes I just stop. I just literally stop out of nowhere, and it makes me sometimes die, sometimes get hit by the ability stupidly, and sometimes if I'm minions. So yeah, now I'm just pushing the wave because I want to recall. And how much gold do I have? First dragon, and I could almost buy an item. I'm just gonna buy a Zeal, that is really good, and a BF sword. Why a BF sword? I could buy boots and something else. The card. Actually, the card damage is really, really relevant. So, you'll see. That's it. My my level 5 Darius. My level 5 Darius. There you go. Jesus Christ, you're really bad. And he was really toxic for the whole team. So yeah, I'm just gonna reply to a message. I'll be back. So yeah, I'm back. Sorry for this. I was telling Leona that I need a bit help there. Usually I would have told her to rotate immediately, but his brilliant looks can kill you really fast, so I feel that I need her. And there. They will take some time to clear this wave, and I would just do nothing there, so what am I doing? Farm. I cannot stop farming. And now, my Master X6 Olaf. Look at this. Yay, yeah. Good. Good, Olaf. Thank you. Thank you for this. I needed help to clear those Krugs. Damn, it was hard. So now, boom. Flash, stun card, and I got the kill. Perfect. I don't have flash now, I have to be careful. So look, pay attention at my movements. I'm running, but I'm turning back. Stun cannon. And now I'm good to go. Why am I hiding in the bush? So he cannot hit me. There. Just put some damage in and of course use my third ability. Don't forget about it. Now, Thorfinn will get really unlucky in there. He flashed but he wasn't enraged. Just close, really close. He would have used his shampoo to jump on him and kill him. It was really close actually. As you can see, I'm using my first ability. I shouldn't, just shouldn't. There, I fake my recall so I could clear the way safely, but Trace really the same idea as me, and looks was still there. The early game was really bad for me. Not like really, really bad, but it could have went a lot better. We could got like one or two more kills there. And my Darius is feeding already, he's even rotating. I don't know why. You would just need to farm. Just clear the wolves, clear the Krugs, go, just go top. The laugh was okay, but he started playing really badly. What am I doing? I'm getting mid lane pressure, so we won't lose waves. We won't lose experience. I'm using my card. Always pick your card before your ultimate so you can do it chill. And there. What happened there? Well, my mistake. And the Darius is still really bad. So I was not putting any hope on this. And I thought that we would just lose this game, but something might happen. And yeah, that's Darius just using his abilities for no reason and hitting enemies with the inner part of the first ability. And yay, chasing for the looks. And what are you doing there? Why didn't you run this way and kill yourself on the turret? What are you doing? He had so many better options than this. Let's just talk about this fear that is overfed. You don't want to have this kind of things in your games. This guy seems to know how to play on top of all, so it's even worse. Anyway, I am not that bad in my game, it's okay. I died once, and there, good trap to Fiora. It's really good, she's not gonna run away. God, so I think that we could have dived him with Leona. But yeah, if someone would have got a ward, putting Leona at the ward, same for love. A ward here would be really good. So there, I'm just focusing Lee Sin. My cards? No, it was enough. I was zoning. I was just zoning Israel for him to don't deal more damage. And there, I should have recalled. I think we can all agree with this. And let's just watch this interesting thing of nature. But talking about stupidity, if I would have recall, I would have come back to my lane with more HP and my gold spent on top of all. Because there, it's not gonna be fun for me. I'm curious. Did Olaf just... Oh. At least he got an item. I should have just run there. Ah. I played so bad here. But since the wave is coming, they will all be coming for me, and as you expect, I can do nothing about it. The Leona got a really good stun, but I couldn't just do anything. I'm just dead. So yeah, meanwhile they are fighting and yep. Cannon is in a killing spree. Fiora is in a killing spree. Maydar is in a dying spree. Anyway, they took the turret, and my Leona is just depushing the wave. At this point, what should I do? Let's just stop and think. Let's look at the map first. Nothing. I literally have to do nothing. The only thing that I have to do is farm. Farm, having some minions. And if you see me stop sometimes, it's because of the lag. It happens so often. Just farm, clear waves, get jungle camps, get to Scuttle if it's safe. Look. At this point, if you are me, what would you do? Look, I have my ultimate. Now, pause the video and try and type of the comments what would you do there. And don't change it, just leave it. If you said something else, I will help you in the comments. Don't worry. So you can pause now. I'm gonna play the video in 3, 2, 1, now. So if you didn't answer, just pause the video because I'm gonna spoil it. That's the right thing to do. What am I doing? If you look at the map and say maybe join, it could have been an option. But look at this. They're all there, and we saw Fiora there. So if no enemies are coming, why shouldn't I take this turret? Why? Free gold! Yes, we lost our turret, but they are feed. Look at the gold. They are 6,000 gold ahead of us. And I could try to even it. We are in a bad shape. We are really, really in a bad shape. So the thing that we need to do is try to get someone ahead. Try to feed someone. Let's look at the gold. I have 8,000. The rest of my team, 5,000, 5,000, 6,000, 6,000. I have to try to even it. I have more gold than Israel. I have. He has a better score than me, but I am farming all the time. He isn't. So, Cannon, he got kills. He's farming. Lee Sin, he got kills. He rotate a lot. He don't have a lot of gold. Fiora, a lot of gold from the kills and the assists, and she's farming a lot. We saw her taking the scuttle. And if we reveal it, there, you see it's red because the red team took it. Fiora took it. Then the enemy support has more gold than like almost 4 members in our team. So I need to feed myself. One fan member is a lot more important than just 3 or 4 okay ones. And this reason here is the reason why. Because the pushing lanes it's hard if you don't have any fan member. The enemies will just raid your turrets. And look at this. It's interesting, don't you think? How could I kill Lux? Because of the gold. I was farming all this time. And there. I could try to close one of those 2 items, but I feel that on fights I need to stay a bit longer, so the vamp is really important. I'm starting to deal some reasonable damage and I only have 1 item and 3 pieces. They're just into the Fiora. There, blue card for the turrets and the objectives. Don't forget it. Blue card is the card that deals the most damage. There, I have the blue card already. This word here is interesting because since we will open the first turret, it will give us vision to this part here. It might seem stupid, but a good ward is here and here, you see? On the cross of path. Because the enemies will use this path a lot. So knowing where the enemy is gives you a lot more options overall. There, I'm getting nothing from mid, and I know that. So what am I doing? Easy. Just go back to farm. Look at this wave. Boom. I push the wave safely. I don't have vision, so I just go back. I have a lot of gold, and I got lucky. By the way, I already have this item, but the thing that I'm curious is why a Guardian Angel on cannon? Maybe if he would go on crit, could be interesting. Critical cannon can be an interesting video, I don't know. Maybe. But critical on an AP build, I'm not too sure about this. So, there, I thought me and my Leon, I thought we would be stronger than this because no, I thought because Leon is really tanky usually, but we are not strong enough. We are far from being strong enough. When you're playing with a Fiora, always be careful and pay super, like, just pay attention to one main thing. Your cards will eat no matter what because it's an empowered basic attacks. Basic attacks always eat the enemy, always, no matter what. If you're attacking an enemy and he recalls at the same time, the basic attack will follow him until the fountain. Yes, it will. So, the only thing that you have to be careful is on Fioras. Oops, no. Which one is it? Ah, this one. Repost. The ability that blocks CC, that blocks coral control. Be careful with this one. At this point, I'm big, I'm strong, so I take the red buff. I'm not gonna leave it to an Olaf that decides to run down the enemies. He was good, but he decided to run down 4 times. Not to talk about this wonderful creature from God that got created and maybe regret it. Anyway, split pushing, and now I do want to fight. I have red buff. I have this item. There, my mistake. I should have put the gold card on Lee Sin, he would have been dead. But anyway. And what is Darius doing? Cringing a bit more. I couldn't do anything. He just went forward, even flashed in, and I couldn't follow him. And I was just asking to the enemy team to report him. I was really, really done with this guy. Look at the goal, 10,000 gold behind. What can we do? What can we possibly do? Well, I don't know. I really don't know what can we do. So, if you don't know what to do, farm. Do you remember what I've talked about the 3 items? 1, 2, 3. I have attack speed and 2 huge amount of AD on those 2 items. Plus, I have a nice attack speed boost and just a slight critical that makes me over 50% with the zeal. Movement speed to be a little safer. So there, the sword. Why did I put the sword here? Because the enemies will try to invade our jungle. That's why. The red card on the raptors and the wolves is good because it will hit more than one enemy. So overall it will deal more damage than the blue card because it will hit more than one enemy. Let's see. It deals slightly less damage than the blue card and slows, just in case you want to kite. There. At this point you might think it's overreacting, but yes, I'm flashing out. Totally. Every day. I would do this every day because if I wouldn't flash out there, they would put CC on me, Cannon would stun me, and I would just be dead, and Lux would just root me. I would be dead every day, so that flash wasn't overreacting, it was good. At this point they're not focusing me, so I'm just attacking them. Look at this. Look at this Lux. Boom, boom, boom. See? You saw the damage? I attacked her like 3 times. She was mid-life already. So, farming is caring. Not sharing is caring, farming is caring. Having one fan member is good. Is the best thing that you can do. Now, I have this baby, Rapid Fire Cannon. When I will attack the enemies, my first basic attack will hurt so much. This, plus Generative Force, plus the card. Oh, gonna be huge. So, just a little second. Quick point on gold. I have 13,000. I am even with Cannon, and I am almost even with Fiora. I am strong, believe me. I am the only one that can do anything. Do you remember when I said Fiora had more gold than me? She stopped. So why should I be scared? They're on Dragon, and I think, I'm not sure, but I think we've seen Cannon on the jungle some time ago. There, I'm just poking them. Lee Sin is coming for me, gold card, and there. I lost vision on it because he went into the bush. He kicked me. Basic attack, always follow, always eat. Remember about it, okay? That's why Lee Sin died. He was out of range. And there. Let's see what can I do. There. Stunt is real. Ah, Luke saved him. But if you're here, boom, I'm just gonna eat you with the attack speed. And I'm even gaining gold because of this ability. Uh-oh, Israel, you think that plant will save you? Is that it? He was mid-life. I attacked him twice. Please, tell me that this is not broken. I dare you. Now look, pay close attention to that, okay? Remember about the repost from Fiora. When you are locking a card, you'll need it, but I want to lock this card because I want to be sure that I have it. And there. As soon as the repost was over, she got stunned because I wait for a repost to be over. And there. One more time. Always remember that basic attack, always follow. Boom. Do I need to talk? No. Twisted Fate ADC is broken. He has a shit early game. I hate him in the early game. Maybe not hate, but he's really bad. But in the late game, oh my sweet Jesus, he's good. He's so juicy. Well, I was not really afraid because even if those 2 guys are really dumb, they can still clear waves, so it's fine. I was only afraid about one thing. This guy. So what am I doing? Just attacking him. He had smite. He had smite. He missed it. At this point, my last item. Boom. Full. I mean, well, there is just dies one more. Okay. I want Mercury threads because slightly reducing damage from cannon, from Israel, that if I'm not wrong. He has abilities that deals magic damage. The CC from Lux. And maybe CC that fear blocked. I don't want to get caught in the middle of the enemy team because I'm really, really squishy. So I have to be careful. There. I know that I'm so strong. Look at this. Do we have problems, Israel? Why is he gonna die? Not because of the ignite. I don't have an ignite, but because of the dragon. The elder dragon gives you true damage that burns the enemy, you know? And there, I want to fight. I really do. I want to fight every day. They can come. They can all come. I'm gonna take them all. All. I want to fight. When you are full staff like this, you want to fight. The enemies just melt. Now, interesting thing. You have to be careful that you are still squishy, so always be careful with your positioning. It was good that Katarina took the double kill there. You have to be really careful with your positioning. You don't want to be close to the enemies, you want to be far away. That's why rapid fire cannon is in this build, to help you not be close to the enemies, to be able to stand and kill them. Always be careful with your positioning. There, what do we need to do? If we kill the jungler, it's a free Baron. Then what am I gonna do? Easy. Really good stunt from Leona, really good. She played really well. And same thing for Lux. No one can contest me. No one can fight me. No one can do anything about it. The only member alive is Israel, and it just wasted a ward. It was my mistake. I should have been closer to the Baron to be able to kill that ward. Two facts about Baron. First of all, I should have just not attacked Baron because it wasted my golden card, so Israel could still take it. The Baron was at 60 HP there. He could have stole it from me. And there I should have taken the double buff because I ran out of mana easily. Two facts about the Baron buff. Not the Baron buff, Baron Nashor. One, when you are attacking it, avoid getting behind him. Only get behind the buff when you want to block abilities like Jinx ultimate or like a Blitzcrank hook or an ability that stops at the first target hit. But never stand behind the Baron. Why? Because he has an ability that throws spikes, that knocks you up or stuns you. And this ability only goes backwards, so only attacks the Baron in front of Baron. Look at the range on the gold card. You see? I could have chased him, but we can just melt his turret. And yes, I've seen cannon behind me. And he came back. I have my proto belt if I need to. But my ally is already dead. And their mistake was using my first ability. I lost the time to attack him like twice. Now, you'll see why proto belt is good. Just quick little tip about Baron. Don't stand behind him, and the champion that is the closest to Baron deals reduced damage. So if you're an ADC, don't come close to Baron. Just let a tank or a support be close to him. Look at the proto belt. Boom. Dead. Easy double kill. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're just welcome for this game. One really big strength about Twisted Fate ADC in comparison to Twisted Fate AP, the normal Twisted Fate build, is that you can push turrets so fast. Even with Shin, that naturally reduces damage that you deal to turrets, you push turrets so fast. Use attack speed. Just this. Use attack speed, a lot of AD. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're gonna give it a try. Twisted Fate ADC is so underrated and yet so good. So guys, I see you next time for another video, and hope you're doing well, hope you're safe, healthy, and see you guys next time.